Welcome to this short and effective prenatal stretching class. It will be held fully on the ground on your mat, so no need to stand up. If this was not what you're looking for, then feel free to check out my other yoga videos. Let's start in a seated straddle, bringing your legs out beside you as far as you can, feeling a stretch in your hips and your inner thighs. Toes pointing up towards the sky. Focus on keeping your spine as straight as possible, no slouching. If it's not possible, bring your legs closer together. Let's take a couple of deep breaths here just to arrive in this pose. Inhaling, pulling your head up towards the ceiling, and exhale, keeping the spine straight, pulling your shoulders down and away from your ears. Begin to walk your hands slightly forward, fingers spread for maximum stability, keeping that straightness in the spine, toes still pointing up, and begin to do micro push-ups, just small little push-ups, and see what it feels like, the difference in your hips and in your upper thighs. Toes still pointing up, feel free to linger where you feel stickiness. You can also sway from side to side a little. Explore here and take deep breaths, keeping the spine straight. Walk your hands back, coming back to neutral, and bring one leg up to stand by your side, foot flat on the ground, whichever side wants to go first. Keeping your knee pointing up towards the sky, using your arm as a lever to prevent it from falling inward. Gently rotating your torso open towards the opposite side, gazing at your toes. Feel free to adjust anything if it doesn't feel right, and then just begin to breathe. Deep inhalations, keeping the spine straight and staying aware and engaged throughout the whole pose with every breath. Begin to bring the sole of your standing foot in towards your inner thigh, keeping your spine straight, rotating to the opposite side this time. With every inhale, feeling the chest expand, keeping the spine straight, shoulders down away from your ears. Just continue breathing and feeling all the sensations that are happening in your body. Begin shifting your torso back to the extended leg and reaching out for your foot to give yourself a side body stretch. If you would like to intensify, reach your arm, the opposite arm, up towards the sky and let your gaze follow along. Just feel the difference. Deep breaths. Feel free to close your eyes. Feel what's happening with every inhale and every exhale. Release, and let's do this whole thing on the other side. Coming back into a wide-legged straddle, keeping the spine straight again. Take your time to arrive here. Conduct little micro movements. Then slowly bring the opposite side leg up to standing. Again, maintaining the straightness of the spine, keeping your toes pointing up towards the ceiling, and using your arm as a lever to maintain that your knee is also pointing up towards the ceiling. Adjust anything if it doesn't feel right, and just begin to relax into the pose with every breath. Now bringing the sole of your foot in towards your upper thigh and rotating your torso out to the side. Keeping the spine straight and your shoulders down and back. Toes pointing up towards the ceiling. And with every inhale, giving yourself a slight heart opening, feeling your lungs expand. Begin to slowly rotate your torso towards the other side and reaching for your foot for a side stretch. Breathing into the side of the body, feeling it open. And if you would like to intensify, again, bringing up the arm and your gaze simultaneously, and just enjoy what you're feeling here. Deep inhalations. Slowly release and begin to bring your feet out in front of you, soles to touch, in a way that it feels comfortable for you. This is not a stretching competition. It's all about feeling. Begin to slowly lean forward with every exhale, just as much as your body wants you to. And then just feel free to linger, keeping the spine straight and conducting little micro movements, and feeling all the differences that these little wiggles can make in your hips. Feel free to go as deep into this pose as you wish, dropping the head down and rounding the spine. Slowly coming back upright, returning to center. Again, starting with whatever side you feel like wants to go first. Bring your ankle up onto your knee. Knee and ankle are also touching on the opposite side. Keeping your shins parallel to the front of your mat. This pose can be quite intense, so don't push yourself. And if you have a large gap like I do here, feel free to take a yoga block or a cushion or a blanket just to fill the space so that you can relax. Once you're settled, stay here for 5 deep breaths. Again, as always, keeping the spine straight. Stay mindful and adjust anything if it doesn't feel right. Deep breaths, feeling the difference of the inhalation and the exhalation down in your hips. If you haven't already, release and let's switch sides. Move slowly and with control, no rush. After an intense stretch like this one, you can easily hurt yourself if you move too fast. This side is going to feel different. We all have a good and a bad side. No worries, don't pressure yourself. Try and get as comfortable as possible so you can enjoy the deep breaths, feeling the difference of this side. Remember to adjust anything if it doesn't feel right. And also here, feeling free to use the blanket or the block underneath the knee to fill the gap. Get ready to slowly come out of the pose. Remember, be very mindful. Rushing can cause injury. And we'll meet seated with our legs straight out in front of us. Once you arrive, begin focusing on straightening your spine, bringing your legs apart as much as you need to create space for your belly and to make it easier to maintain that straight spine. Point your toes up towards the ceiling and just breathe here. Begin to realize how effortless this pose looks, but how much coordination it actually takes. Prepare to gently bend forward, taking your legs out a bit more if you need to create room for your belly again, and then just gently drop yourself forward, head to follow, and just moving with micro movements and feeling into what you're feeling with every breath. Slowly releasing and returning to center, begin to make your way onto your back, again slowly and with control. Keep your knees pointing up towards the ceiling and your feet flat on the mat. Now bring your hands flat onto your mat and shift them underneath your bum so your pelvic floor can rest here with its full weight. So make sure that you're comfortable and feel free to wiggle around until you are. Keeping your elbows pressed tightly towards your side, begin to lift your chest by pretending that you're pulling your hands back, pressing your elbows firmly into the mat for fish pose, letting the weight of the head naturally falling into gravity's hands. Keeping the knees pointing up or extending the legs. Maybe you can give yourself a slight little push to intensify. Slowly releasing and bringing the knees back up. Hands can stay where they are, interlacing them underneath you, lifting your pelvis, coming into a bridge pose. Really squeeze your bum together and envision a perfect bridge arching across a lake. You can either stay here or modify by bringing the palms of your hands under your lower back. To create more room, come onto your tippy toes. Begin to slowly relax and melt the hips over your hands, letting go of any tension but maintaining full awareness. Get ready to slowly release and come out of the bridge pose. Just take a moment to feel all the shifts in your lower back and in your belly. Bring your arms out towards the side and begin to just let your knees drop off to the left and then to the right. Continue to conduct this windshield wiper action in your own time, or as many times as you wish, just flossing through your hips. Thank you for practicing with me, and if you enjoyed this little journey, don't forget to support my channel by subscribing or simply liking this video. Feel free to write any experiences of yours or requests down in the comments below. I read them all. If you're looking for a more intense practice, then check out the link in the description to enroll in my full prenatal yoga online course, where you will learn to understand your changing body during pregnancy.